Hello everyone and welcome to the first video for EcksToo in 2021. Last year was absolutely crazy for us. We finally reached 100,000 subscribers and we made more than a handful of videos that peaked over 100,000 views, more than double what we were able to do in 2019. But before we get into the daily content, I wanted to make this video to go through some of the things I wanted to talk about on the channel. Some things to catch up on, things to do with the Patreon and YouTube membership rewards, and a few other things I would like to tackle in 2021. Alrighty, so first things first is content. We did an awful lot of Star Wars Squadrons content this year, because it came out in October and we pretty much covered it almost every day when it came out. Yes, we are doing less Empire War content because of it, and I know some of you have expressed your concerns about that, but we will dive into Empire War a little bit later on in the video. But one thing we did do for EcksToo in 2020 was actually make a lot more videos about other Star Wars games, fan-made Star Wars games, and even some non-Star Wars game content along with it. But we want to expand a bit more into that into 2021. We did a lot of really interesting videos about the free melee and the cyberpunk delays and so on and so forth. And I think we want to make a few more videos about that in 2021. And I'd go as far to say that I would actually like a lot more non-Star Wars game videos on the channel by the end of 2021. But I know there's a load of you here primarily for Star Wars content. So fear not, because we'll actually be covering a lot more of Star Wars Squadrons, Empire War, and the new Star Wars games that are coming out in 2021. Besides, Star Wars content is the heart of EcksToo, and we don't really want to shy away from that or alienate any of our Star Wars fans. Things like our Cyberpunk video or our Mario video isn't really for you. Don't stress, because there'll be plenty more Star Wars content this year. If anything, it's going to be like 80% of our content anyway. Another type of content that we actually really want to do is personality-driven content. So what I mean by that was, one of the videos that we released recently was the funniest video we've ever made about Star Wars Squadrons. And it was primarily funny moments from our live streams. That video actually did really well. It amassed about 11,000 views. And honestly, if more personality-driven content could score those type of views, man, I'd be thrilled. I'd love to do more of those. So you will see a lot more personality-driven content in 2021. It won't be a lot, maybe 1 or 2 a month. But it's going to be a lot more than what you saw in 2020, which was like 3, I think. Finally, I'd like to mix a lot more face cam work into our content. One thing that bugged me was not necessarily putting a name to a face when it came to making these videos. So without interrupting the flow of how we do a video on EcksToo, I'll be doing more face cam narratives in moments where there's not necessarily anything to show. So when we would show gameplay, we'd actually do more face cam stuff instead. It won't be sudden, and it will be a lot more gradual. As you can see, we did a video with Scout Whacker where a little bit of it was face cam, and that was just primarily a test to see if people reacted to it negatively or so on and so forth. Seemed to go pretty well, so I'm not too worried about that, and you won't just see my face all the time, everywhere with every video that I make. And whilst I can't really speak on his behalf, I assume Eckhartsladder's styles of videos are just going to stay the same as he does on Eckhartsladder. I don't expect him to change anything from there. But again, that's not really something I can say to you guys. That'll have to come from him. But talking of Eck, he will be coming back to the EcksToo channel. He took a few weeks off because he had a newborn kid called Imogen. He was taking some paternity leave to look after her. And now that the new year's kicked in, he's coming back and making a few more videos for EcksToo. So thankfully, you won't get loads of videos that are just me, because I'm pretty sure you guys missed a lot of Eckhartsladder. He's been in a lot of the streams at the moment, if you missed those and you just watch the videos, but he'll be coming back to video content in January. So next up is our streaming content. There has been a lot that we wanted to do with streaming. We were streaming like every day for a good chunk of the year. But despite streaming so much, I gotta say it saw the least improvement in our video content. I fear the lack of webcams and multiple viewpoints and minimal interactivity with the chat might have slowed our growth in streaming in 2020. It's something we've tried to expand on in the past, but technical issues on my side definitely haven't helped the situation at all. Despite numerous expensive upgrades on my computer, I'm still having some issues with showing multiple views in one stream. One thing that we really wanted to do with Star Wars Squadrons was to be able to swap between my view and Eckhartsladder's view all within one stream, so you weren't missing out on any action. If one of us died, we could swap over to the other person, see how they're playing, so on and so forth. But as some of you might watch some of the streams where we did try to test it out, it's just a laggy mess. Discord doesn't seem to be working very kindly with it. We're going to try and maybe do some other methods. Maybe there's some other applications that can make this a lot easier for us. I'm going to have to do a bit more research into it, honestly. I haven't looked too much into it beyond Discord, if I'm being honest. But that is something we will definitely properly tackle in 2021, for sure. But that doesn't mean we can't tackle other features for streaming, like higher interaction with chat via stream points, higher quality stream layouts, and donation alerts being more interactive in some way, I suppose. I really feel like I want the streams to be something that you're actually interacting with us on, and not something where you're just watching us playing video games and that's it. Berio Kart's wheel spin, if you watched any of our Berio Kart streams, was actually a really good example of that, where if you donated, we spun the wheel and it actively changed the content of the stream that you were watching. But that's not to say that I also want to create some other minor interactions for people who can spend stream points that can be earned by watching streams, so that you can actually like slightly interact with the stream in some way without necessarily having to put money forward and stuff. I'm curious to hear your thoughts and opinions on this topic actually, guys. So one thing I'll be doing is the update for the quality and layouts of streams. That's one thing I'll be doing, but I definitely want to do more than that. So if there's something that you guys have for an idea or something you want to see more of in streams, let me know in the comments down below, because I will be reading those. Also, one thing I want to address is the Patreon rewards and YouTube membership rewards. If I'm being really honest with you guys, I put a little bit too much on me when we introduced all of it, because that was like daily videos, daily streams, as well as doing the Patreon rewards and like having a social life to boot. I understand the situation and how it might have disappointed some people in the process, so I'm going to be adjusting the rewards on Patreon that better reflect how much I can do for the Patreon rewards. So you'll see the Patreon page change, where it's all the things that I can actually fulfill for people. So we might drop out things like Mario Kart with some of you guys who donate, and maybe even Patreon nights. I just got to make sure that my time schedule is not too manic, essentially, coming into 2021. I really don't want to get burnt out. But we'll be actively working on fulfilling all of those rewards in January. And also, for people who had some physical rewards that you haven't forgotten yet, PM me in Discord, Charlie McShane. Just drop me a message, say, here's my receipt. I was supposed to get a shirt. Just let me know. I'll get that immediately sent off to you. No questions asked. But again, massive apology on this one, guys. I'm really sorry that for anybody that didn't get like the specific Patreon reward. I'll try and compensate the best I can. And I appreciate to anyone that already kind of like understands the situation. I appreciate it a lot. Finally, what projects are we working on EcksToo in 2021? Well, we have a few things in store for you guys, actually. For those of you who do watch our streams like every day, you probably actually know some of these. So let's get right into them. First up is podcast. Eckhartsladder and Corey Loses have been wanting to do this monthly or weekly EcksToo podcast. We'll be having a few drinks, talking about different topics that don't necessarily cover Star Wars, actually. You do have TapCaf if you want to talk primarily Star Wars, but for this, it'll be more free flow. We also actually don't know if it's going to be a stream or a video yet. So there's something that we'll need to look at behind closed doors. But essentially, think of it like a Berio Kart stream if you've watched those, but without the gameplay. And there's actually topics that we'll talk about and not have to concentrate on gameplay instead. Secondly, I know a lot of people were asking for this one. The Star Wars Tabletop Series will be returning next week. So, secondly, I know a lot of people were asking this one. The Star Wars Tabletop Series will be returning next week or so, with Captain Shaq, Wasted Space, Corey Loses, Eckhartsladder, and myself. We'll be returning where we left off back in November. So that's something to look forward to. We'll be doing that probably like once a week again. I'm actually personally excited for it because Captain Shaq put so much care and attention into that series. It's honestly wild. Like, it took me by surprise, and it definitely took Corey and Eckhartsladder by surprise as well. So really excited to get back into that one. Thirdly, Eckhartsladder did mention this. I don't want to actually make him confirm it on the spot in this video, but he said he probably will be going back to Empire at War for another playthrough when version 3.0 of Thrawn's Revenge is released. We don't exactly have a date for that, of course, because we don't know when Thrawn's Revenge 3.0 will come out. Not even Corey knows himself. So when that does come out, we'll be doing a lot of content on that when it does release. A whole playthrough might be streamed, might be videoed. We'll just have to wait and see. But I know very early EcksToo viewers knew that we were making episodic Empire War videos every day. And I think a lot of people miss those. So we might go back to that in some way, shape or form. And finally, we'll definitely be covering more fan-made Star Wars content that we deserve needs a lot more attention, essentially. I know Star Wars Redemption will be having another update this year. I'll definitely be covering that when it drops. Me and the creator are really good friends. So when that actually drops, I'll cover everything there is to it. Maybe a playable version. Don't know. I've got no news on that one. There's also some other Star Wars fan games that I won't mention in this video that I do want to make some videos on. So that will be coming in 2021 as well. Also, if you know any Star Wars fan games that we might not know of, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I'll be reading every single comment in this video. So if there's a Star Wars fan game or fan film that's just like got no attention at all and you feel like it needs a lot more love, just drop it in the comments because I'll be reading it. I'll be checking it out, see if it's worth a video. But other than that, that does conclude our coverage and thoughts of what we want to be doing for EcksToo in 2021. I know this is an unusual video for the channel, like a full webcam, like face video, like we never really do any of these. But honestly, it's the best way to communicate with everyone that watches the channel and actually ask questions about what you guys want to see more of. So if you like these type of channel episodes or videos, just let me know in the comments down below about that as well. And maybe we might make some more. Actually, no, let me know in the likes. If you like this video and I see that like it's got a lot of likes, I'll know that we'll make another one pretty soon, if it's warranted. But as always, I've been Charlie, you've been watching EcksToo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.